Yo!
Here we go now. Batman scoop on the mic. Mix in the mix for the
Change
perfect
this
skill.
to
This is what I was fucking born to do. Let's
15 minutes. Perfect. Hello! Yo! Wait 1 second. Of Marketing Monday. I am excited because it is good news. Loop Schlips, leave the sub. Cosmetic ass timer. Nah. This timer's for real. This timer's for real.
From the top, let's go. Yo, Big Ed, what up, Small Snack, Tiny P-Boy? What's up, Panda with a machine gun? What's up, Nightless? What's up, VA Colts fan? What's up, Betch the Chef? I'm a little late today. We had to add some stuff. How are the Lakers doing? I didn't get to check. We know real for how they're up! They're up! Let's go, dude. We're getting a suite for Game 6. We are splitting a suite for Game 6 if the Lakers win tonight. Oh, I hope they win tonight. Please win tonight, Mr. Lakers, Mr. James. Who's your favorite Laker other than Rui Hachimura? I actually like Austin Reeves. But I think that's just white boy energy, dude. I like seeing Austin Reeves. I think Austin Reeves is the son LeBron never had. Do you know what I'm saying? Seeing LeBron and Austin play is great. They have a real fucking dynamic. Am I the only one who doesn't make any of the jokes, but spring cleaning is kind of making me want to? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that me banning the word glizzy makes you want to say glizzy, but you didn't want to say it before? Why? Just stupid. It's a dumb reason. Everyone saying yep is someone who always said glizzy already. You guys saying yep are acting like, oh, you know what? I wasn't going to say it, but you forced my hand. But all of you, to a man or woman, said glizzy already. You already said it. You already were making the jokes. You already said yep, Coke. You already said all of it. So don't pretend. Don't pretend. Never said glizzy in my life, I think. Let's check right now. Let's fucking check. JJ28980. Let's just check. Control F glizzy. All right. I'm scrolling and let's see if you've ever said glizzy. This is for a 2-week timeout. I guess if you're right, I should give you something. I'm really checking. Wait a minute. Is he actually not a glizzy sayer? Holy shit. Wait, I keep checking his chat. He can't, every time you type, it brings you back to the front. So don't type anything if you want me to look at your chat history. There's a lot to scroll. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do this. You're not going to get your reward if you say another word. Okay? Because I can't scroll. Wait a minute. But, okay, this doesn't count. Your chat history only goes back to 2 months ago. No, bro, no. You are brand new. You're new here. You're new here, bro. You are 2 months old. No, that's not. You're not a no glizzy. No. I'm talking about someone who's been around. If someone has been here since like 2021 or early 22 and they haven't said glizzy, I'll be impressed. That would be impressive to me. I think that's unlikely. I think me, Yikes 001. Let's see, Yikes. Let's see if you have truly lived up to your name here. I'm scrolling. Wait, is it even recheck? That's the thing. I don't even know if it rechecks. Is it going to highlight it? Glizzy. Like, how can I check, like... All right. Let's see. What about, like if I do that. It's, I can't, I can't know. Because it doesn't load the words, so I can't control F for them until I'm right on top of it when I'm scrolling. This is a bad system. I'm going to assume that all of you who say you didn't say it have said it every day. And I'm also going to assume that if you don't have it in your chat history, you are screaming, glizzy, 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 at your screen. I'm assuming you're doing that anyway, even if you're not typing it. So it doesn't matter. By the way, that's a terrible clip. Kind of wish I didn't do that bit. All right, you've been around since 02. I'm just doing a quick check. I got it. I did find it. Okay, all I had to do was scroll up to the very top of your thing so it loaded all the words. Yikes, 001. Oh, I didn't say it. I've been here since 2020. I didn't say it. How about December 4th, 2022, you said, bro, get her a pack of glizzies so she knows you come from money. Interesting. Caught, dude. Absolutely. No, that's not a VIP. We see. You also have a lot of stuff that's very pro OJ Simpson. I don't know if that's relevant, but as I looked at your chat history, you do have a very large amount of OJ Simpson based content. I don't mean that it's based. I mean it's based around OJ Simpson. How are you guys doing? You miss him every day. A big part of your day is sitting there missing OJ Simpson. What did he do for you when he was alive? What was him being alive doing for you? Where you were 2K rushing yards? Yeah, but okay, his career's been over for a while. 12,000 rushing yards, I'm sorry. Wait, when is it? I have a final in the next 3 days in a row, but I'm still here, RN. Frozen Fireball, your final is not going to matter. When you get to the real world, employers only want to know one thing. How much Marketing Monday have you watched? Are you up to date? Okay? Because if not, you're going to be out on the street. They're going to hand you a cardboard fucking box, say, pack your shit. If you haven't seen What's Up Beijing, say what's up to the unemployment office. And that's on God, dude. I don't know what to tell you. That's on God. My boss got mad at me for watching Marketing Monday in the office during work. He's mad at you because you knew you're going to take his job. Okay, if your boss sees you browsing Reddit at work, he knows he's safe. He sees you watching Marketing Monday, he knows you better get leapfrogged. Okay? My ass been reading Red Rising and just started part 2. Congrats. I hope you enjoy it. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I watch Atrioc on company time. A fucking men. Big, I have an interview for a territorial sales rep position tomorrow. Do you have any sales related tips? Always be closing. No, I don't. I don't really. I guess I do. The best tip is to ignore most tips. That's my advice. My advice is that most sales-related advice is like weird, high-pressure tactics, tricks, and bullshit. The best thing you can do in sales is work somewhere that has a product worth selling. That's already makes your job 5,000 times easier. If you even remotely believe in what you're selling, it suddenly becomes way fucking easier. Number 2 is that you know, being upfront and honest with people and establishing a relationship is going to get you more repeat sales in the long run for most things than trying to fucking scam them once. Big A, how do I unfinance a car? You're fucked, bro. Get money. Get money. Big A, I took your advice on paying off loans and I just finished my last payment on my student loans. Best feeling ever. It actually is a fucking awesome feeling. I distinctly recall it myself. I think I made a tweet about it. I had to find it. It's actually, it feels fucking good. Although you probably fucked up because they're going to get canceled. You stupid idiot. Fucking dumbass. Biden's holding a check right at you. You say, no, I'll toss my own money away. What the fuck? What the hell? I paid him off at least a few years ago before we knew all this. But either way, student mentality. Congratulations. It really is cool. You know, the less monthly bills you have, the more free you feel. Having less stuff, but having less bills is my ultimate financial advice. It just feels better, dude. You can survive with a shittier car and shittier stuff, but the stress of having a bill you can't pay is way worse. Hey, Atrioc, who's your favorite actor in The Naked Gun? O.J. Simpson, baby. He crushed it. God, he was such a good actor. Such a talented football player and actor. And an innocent man, according to the court of law. So I don't know why we have any prejudice towards him. My manager got mad at me for having an AirPod in. I was listening to an audiobook for school. To be fair, I work at the Grill and Fire McDonald's, so I kind of understand where she's coming from. But 2 days later, I literally saw her wearing an AirPod while working. That's fucked up. I hate that shit. I hate that double standard shit, dude. I hate that. I hate that rules for thee and not for me. Pisses you off. But it sounds like you were listening to schoolwork and she was listening to Marketing Monday, and so there is a difference. Do you understand? There is a difference. Big A, would you rather take a 55 or 65K job in that you know you enjoy in the public sector with work-life balance, or 75 to 80K in the private sector? I guess your question is, do you value work-life balance and stability over an extra 10K? I don't know. It depends on where you are in life, I think. Like if I was 22, I'd take the higher money because you kind of want to build a resume too. But it depends on the department that you'd be working for. I guess some of the government job. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough question, bro. I think quality of life matters more. Like, do you have a family? Are you married? Are you, like, you know, work-life balance requires you to have a life. And I'm speaking for myself, too. Like, when I was at Twitch, why would I need work-life balance, bro? I didn't have a life. What was I going to go home to? I had a shitty apartment covered in black mold, expensive in SF. I just lived at the office. My friends were at the office. My work was at the office. My play was at the... I just stayed there. So I didn't need work-life balance. But nowadays, like I have a wife. Her parents are here all the time. Like I want to hang out with them. So I want to try and get more work-life balance. Is it a good idea to invest in the yen at the moment? Do I have time to talk about this? We have 1 minute. Can I get a small extension? Can I get such a minuscule extension to talk about the yen? I'm going to break this down so easy. I'm going to break this down so fucking easy. Your head's going to spin. Okay? It's not a cosmetic timer. It's not a cosmetic timer. Please, God, do not call it a cosmetic timer. Wait. Wait. Sorry. I think you guys are just being completely incorrect. And so I was like, I was stunned. I was stunned into silence for a second because of what you were saying. It just blew my mind. Where the fuck is what I wanted to show you? Oh, piss. I don't know where it is. Or maybe we'll do it afterwards. The timer is on that Canadian housing price. Ever feel useless? Just remember the Marketing Monday timer. It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay, you're asking about the yen. Sorry. I got a thing that I was completely unrelated to this stream that I had to think about. The yen. Okay, wait. Let me explain it. I'll explain it real easy. I'll explain it real fucking easy, dude. Can I just do that? Do you guys mind if I explain it real fucking easy? Where the fuck am I going? There it is. Okay. I need this charts, and I need. Hold up, I'm getting you something. This is interesting, and you know what? Shockingly relevant. I have to be honest with you. It sounds like it may not be to your life. I think it is. I think it's a picture of what's to come. Okay. Sure. Fine. I don't have enough time. Bro, who asked this? I don't even remember. I lost their question, which is annoying because we kind of need it for a clip. Sounds like good news. Well, this is not part of the Marketing Money. The Marketing Money today is all good news. And I think it's truly that. I actually think it's truly all good news, which is fun. Very rare that we have this. It's already been 3 minutes. Bro doesn't respect. I do respect timers. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Let's get to this. If you guys don't know, the Japanese... Oh, wait. This is not what I want to show you. Where's my camera? Guys, just because I don't reset my fucking scenes off the previous stream does not mean you need to spam Atrioc Boomer. It's not relevant, all right? Obviously, I know how to fix it. I'm doing it right now. Okay, sorry. You're asking what's going on with the yen. Okay, so the Japanese yen, which is their currency, is at all-time lows compared to the dollar. We could flip this if you want to see this. We go USD to dollar, or USD to yen. Basically, recently, it hit 160, which is the highest it's been since like the fucking 80s. Okay? That means for $1 American dollar, you can get 160 Japanese yen. It used to be like 100. All right? It's a complete collapse of their currency. I mean, it's getting weaker and weaker by the day, and it's like this steady drumbeat of bad news for a while. Okay? Now, let me help you understand like what is going on here. So, Japan. Indebted nations. Which country has the highest debt? Debt to GDP. Okay? Japan. Lebanon doesn't really count. Japan is the highest like major economy debt in the world. All right? They have even more than us. I mean, we have more nominal, but GDP we have less. 121. So, Japan has a lot of debt. And to stimulate their economy and to get some measure of inflation, Japan actually wants inflation because they've had deflation for so long because they have elderly people and Chinese imports and things that make things cheaper. So they want some form of inflation. So they've kept their interest rates really, really low, which allows you to borrow money very cheaply and spend it and etc. So what people do is they'll borrow money in yen, then they'll convert it into dollars, and then they'll buy safe assets like U.S. treasuries. They'll borrow money that costs them very little percent to pay back in Japanese, and then they'll buy U.S. treasuries, which gets them a little bit more percent in return. And that's the difference in that is called the carry trade. And it's basically like free money, okay? It's like a free infinite money glitch. There's like, the difference in interest rate gaps is just being exploited. And so people are constantly borrowing yen and they're buying dollars, Borrowing yen, buying dollars. Borrowing yen, buying dollars. And they keep doing this. And now every now and then, the Japanese government tries to step in and intervene. And they'll use some of the money they have saved. They have this huge foreign asset reserves, about $1 trillion in USD, to buy yen really suddenly. And you'll see it happened like yesterday night. So go back to this. I don't know if I can show it by day. Yeah, like right there. You can see it right there. So like right here, right as it hit like 160 per dollar, they stepped in overnight. Bam. You know, they'll go in and they'll buy real quick to try and shake things up and keep speculators from getting involved. And they can lose a lot of money. Speculators can lose a lot of money quickly if that happens. But overall, the trend is getting bad. It's just getting bad because Japan cannot afford to raise interest rates to the level that the US has to make it parity. They can't match because they have so much government debt that if they raise their rates that high, the interest expense on all of their debt would cripple them. They're locked. So they can't, they can talk a big game, and they do. They talk all the time. But they've only been able to raise it a tiny bit. And all of this is fine. Again, having a cheaper currency is not necessarily a terrible thing. It makes your exports more competitive, which is good for a manufacturing economy like Japan. It's not necessarily bad, but what you have to understand is it leads to the wages you're getting paid being worth less. Your imports are more expensive. So if you want to buy like American goods, it's more expensive. And you feel poorer. So if you're Japanese and you get paid, 50,000 yen, that amount is worth less in dollar terms every day. And so you're feeling poorer. You're seeing price of goods go up, and which is called inflation. Now, if it's a small amount of inflation, Japan doesn't care. And for a long time, they haven't had any, so they're like, we're fine. But if it starts to take off, and as this is going, it looks like it is, if they start to get sustained real inflation in Japan, there's nothing they can do about it. So they're just praying to the God above that Japan doesn't get too much inflation, because if they do, they're just completely fucked. They cannot raise their interest rates to counterbalance it. And that is what Japan is finally catching up. This is like the end game of having such a large amount of government debt. Is your number of tools your government has to stop things like this are like down to zero. So that I probably could do a full presentation with some visuals to explain this better, but I just want to say, like, simply put, Japan has been forced by its huge government debt painted into a corner where they don't have a lot of tools, and they have to keep interest rates, which is like the cost of borrowing money, really low to try and stimulate the economy and keep things going. And also to keep their debt payments low for their government. It's like Argentina. It's not that level. Again, Japan is not at Argentina level. I'm just saying this is the beginning of what happens when you have to constantly use the money printer to stimulate your gigantic government debt. Oh, timer's gone. Okay. Have you considered that Japan has anime? I have. But also, I want to say something. I've been reading a lot about Japan lately because it's such a fascinating subject, and what's happening with their currency is like interesting. It's interesting and relevant, and like is a forecast for what's going to happen to a lot of aging, debt-laden economies, including all of Europe and America and China. And like, all of these companies are like looking at Japan ahead and seeing what they're going through could be what we have to deal with. Okay, now, but what's funny about Japan, when I was looking into it, is how, for the average citizen, they are encountering some real economic stress. Like their paycheck is worth less than it ever has been. It's trickling down. The stock market is doing well, but the everyday person is doing badly. And like they're feeling this problem. But outside of that, they have amazing quality of life. like if we were having this exact same problem in America, it would be absolute riots, chaos. But because they have a population that is like pretty old, 1/5 over 65 or something, really old, and they have the trains that run on time, low crime, the food is still cheap. Like the food isn't massively overpriced. Things that are imported are, but not homegrown food. They have some social safety nets. So like they, with all of that, are still grumbling. You can read about like Japanese citizens are starting to grumble. They're starting to be like, what the fuck's going on? There's definitely like a need to like, they want to vote for somebody new, or their oppositions are going to rise. but like they're not as angry as another country might be seeing a steady devaluation of all their savings. Okay. Could a government pay off debt then purposefully cause inflation? You got that backwards. A government could purposefully cause inflation to make paying off debt easier. Do you understand? If you're a government that prints the yen and you owe 1 billion yen to somebody, and so you make the yen less valuable so that 1 billion isn't worth that much, then you pay it off. Ta-da! Like you made it, you understand? Like that is so doable. The problem is it hurts every single average citizen that has yen in their bank accounts that has been saving up for 20 years to buy a house or a car or whatever. Like it makes their savings worthless and they get angry and they get bitter. And in fact, if you read some of the economic histories leading up to World War II in Germany, for example, there's a really great book. I forget, I can't remember who wrote it. I'm sorry. That talks about like the real bitter-hearted anguish felt by like average small business owners and regular people in Germany after seeing their savings completely evaporate during the hyperinflation Weimar Republic. Like the 10 years after that, they still had this bitter fucking feeling, and that made it way more likely that they were going to listen to someone like Hitler. Do you understand? When someone comes in with these radical ideas and pins all the blame on the Jews or whatever, like they're more likely to listen to that because of the bitterness they feel from seeing all of their work and years of efforts. Like there's a real through line in my mind between economic hardship and like political instability, obviously. How does their savings disappear? Like, do you mean they're spending more overall? I mean, like, let's say you have $100 saved and $100 buys 100 loaves of bread. And then due to inflation, $100 now only buys 5 loaves of bread. You still have the $100 in your bank account, but you've lost your savings. Instead of having 100 loaves of bread saved, you have 5. And when you worked for it, it was worth 100. Do you understand? They've inflated away, they've stolen from you without your without your ability to stop it. They've stolen by printing more, they have stolen from you. They've made it worth much less. How is it possible that deflation and inflation hurts the average person? Deflation is way less common. The idea behind deflation is that if you expect prices to fall, like deflation means prices falling. So if I have $100 and a TV costs $95, but next week it costs 90 and next week it costs 85, then I have incentive to never buy the TV. Even though I will buy it at some point, I have incentive to keep waiting till it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I keep waiting, which really slows the economy down. So for the average person, they're like, this is great, but it has negative widespread effects. But they're much less well studied because deflation doesn't happen very often. But really, for what an average person wants is that whatever the money was worth when you got it, you want it to stay worth that amount. You want very low inflation. That's what you want. You want very low, 2% or less, like 0 to 2% inflation. That's what an average person wants because they want, like if I work for something and it's worth 100 slices of bread when I get it, that's what I want it to be worth later. Why is deflation so rare? Because governments printing money causes inflation, and governments like to do that. It's like, if you have deflation, then it's a free carte blanche to print money, and they'll do that. Like if you wanted to buy a GPU during the crypto boom, the entire tech community was copium that either the crypto boom would bust or a new GPU would come out to lower the price. People were delaying their GPU upgrades. Sort of, but they were right. Like that's just a very specific timing thing. Like their GPU prices were insane during the crypto boom, and you probably should have waited because you could get it a lot cheaper. Once the crypto bust happened, they were selling like used GPUs for really low prices. So it's not, I mean, that is just a truth. Does inflation hurt rich people or does rich matter? Inflation hurts everyone, though it it hurts rich people less. I mean, everything hurts rich people less because they're rich. You understand? Every possible outcome of situations that's going to hurt poor people is going to hurt rich people less because they're rich. It's just, that's how it works. Inflation is happening. Like in 2021 and 22, we got massive inflation in America. Grocery prices way up. Car prices way up. Housing prices way up. Everyone's annoyed. Everyone's pissed off that their paycheck is not going as far as it used to. They go to fucking McDonald's to get their family a meal, and it's like way more pricey. I had a phone call with my grandma recently because she wished me happy birthday. And she was telling me offhandedly, like, you know, she's been around 80 something years and she's just like shocked. She went to, you know, Wendy's the other day and she's like, what the hell is this fucking burger cost? Like, she couldn't believe it. And she, you know, she's a old woman on a fixed income. How does she afford these grocery prices and these, and so, you know, people are frustrated with that. And when you have a lot of money, that is less that doesn't hurt you as much. You know, it's not, consumption is a small part of your income. Inflation on regular goods is going to hurt average people a lot more. Plus, you know, inflation also applies to assets. So housing prices are inflated, stock valuations are inflated, and rich people own those things. So they're seeing benefits. Why can't we restructure society with it? Atrioc, I can fix it with Quantum Bro Chill. Cosmic, no, we're gonna start here. It's we'll do it in 3 minutes. 3 minutes we'll start. It's a very interesting Marketing Monday, I think, and it's a feel-good one. So how about that? Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure I've got every fucking thing that I need. Can I copy this image? Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Perfect. Okay, thanks. Tyler, can we start? Yeah, we can start, but I'll ban you. Son of a bitch. Don't give me that energy. Don't give me that fucking energy. Have you ever cracked your ribs? No. What currency does the timer start? What currency does the timer start? Seems like their government prints minutes. You're also banned. Wait, actually go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am excited to bring you a brand new Marketing Monday Wins and Fails Oops All Wins edition. And all I need from you is to stare at the screen, analyze it, and when you see yourself, say those 2-letter words that we all know and love. Me. Welcome to Marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marketing Monday Wins and Fails on a Monday. Today, I have some very special news for you. Normally, on this show, we talk about everything going on in the world of business, and the world of business is not always pretty. Sometimes the news is a little bit grim, a little bit doomer, a little bit dangerous, and people here get sad sometimes. And they ask me, Atrioc, why don't we have any wins, any real authentic wins? So today, I'm happy to tell you, this is a Marketing Monday Oops All Wins edition, because we have found, during my vacation, I've unlocked a smile and a new lease on life, a bunch of actually good news happening in the world of marketing and business that you might want to hear about. And all of it at the beginning will center around something very near and dear to my heart. Fix this. Near and dear to my heart, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. Their mission is to protect America's consumers. And if you don't know who the fuck they are, that's because for most of your life, they haven't done anything. If you're, let's say, 25, for probably 23 of those years, they did nothing. I mean, they have been sitting around rubber stamping everything corporations want to do for a very long time, until very recently with the appointment of this woman, Lina Khan. Now, we'll get into a lot more about Lina Khan later, but I want to give you this background. Now, when she joined in 2021, she said, evidence suggests that decades of mergers have been a key driver of weakened competition. Many Americans have lost out with diminished opportunity, higher prices, lower wages, and lagging innovation. And she wanted the FTC to finally step in and do some of what it used to do, which is regulate mergers, break up big consolidated companies, and look out for workers and average people. And some of their first swings were failures. Absolute failures. They tried to stop the Activision Blizzard Microsoft thing. It went right through. They tried to buy Amgen acquiring Horizon Therapeutics. It went through. ICE taking over Black Knight for $13 billion. It went through. But some of what they did has slowed things down or made the corporations not get exactly everything they wanted. Had to have to, it's like half wins. Things like they're blocking Tapestry's acquisition of Capri, Kroger's acquisition of Albertsons, Amazon's monopoly power is currently being challenged in court. MGM Resorts had a gigantic hack where a ton of customer data was revealed. The FTC started looking into it and MGM sued them, which means FTC's on the right track. Things are happening. And then what I want to tell you about is some recent stuff that can only be, in my mind, called unequivocal wins. And I want to start with this one right here at the top about non-compete agreements. Now, if you don't know what these are, a non-compete agreement is basically an employment contract that you'll sign when you first get a job that says you cannot, whether we fire you or whether you quit, you cannot go work for a competitor to our business for at least a certain number of months, weeks, years, usually years. Okay? And 1 in 5 American workers, 30 million people, are currently locked into a non-compete agreement. Now, that is way too many because the original idea for the creation of non-competes was to be for senior level executives, a few of them who had exclusive proprietary knowledge. If they knew the secret formula, if you looked at Coca-Cola and you knew the secret formula, you couldn't go quit and work for Pepsi. That was the idea, okay? That was the idea, was that you couldn't, that's why they existed. But instead, they have been used to chain workers to jobs they don't want to be in. That has been the real, actual effect of non-compete agreements. They catch millions of workers in the non-compete trap to prevent staff moving. Let me give you some examples. In nursing, here's a woman. After 22 years working as a nurse, Laura wanted a change, but she had a non-compete in her employment contract that said she couldn't work for any competitor in the healthcare industry within 30 miles for at least 2 years. Now, they were underpaying her, and when she asked to leave, they threatened her, saying she would not be able to get her annual bonus and she would have to run any job application she took past them, which she refused to do. Now, to avoid their harassment, she has to do a 75-minute drive to a new job past several other hospitals that were off limits. This is incredibly stupid. This is not what this law was, non-compete supposed to be about. They're being abused to keep her working for bad pay at the hospital near her. Let me give you a more extreme example. These are workers, sandwich artists at Jimmy John's. Turns out they had a non-compete clause. Their trade secrets of making the sandwich art at Jimmy John's was a trade secret. And they were not allowed to work with any competitor to Jimmy John's for months, if not years, after their employment. Now, we took one example from a guy that worked in Chicago at a Jimmy John's in Chicago. This was the red area he could not work in at any food service company. How the fuck is this man supposed to find another job? And that allows Jimmy John's to keep wages lower than they would have to be. Because imagine if this guy wanted to work at Wendy's or something and they offered better pay. He couldn't if it was in these red areas. It's abused. And, you know, defenders of the non-compete clause will say it's important for giving business owners the ability to invest in their business and not lose anything. But looking at the real world, that example completely falls apart because California has banned non-competes for a very long time and they have Silicon Valley. Like nothing has stopped business from thriving. Nothing is, Intel only exists because I think it was like Sheckley Semiconductors didn't have a non-compete. People could leave and start their own business. NVIDIA was started by Jensen Huang leaving. People leave and they start their own business in a field they understand, and it creates more competition and more businesses. The legal profession, as in if you are a lawyer, every lawyer, the Bar Association, has banned non-competes altogether. No lawyer recognizes them at all for other lawyers. They do when they're working for a corporation and threatening a regular worker, but lawyers never bind it for themselves, which is very funny. So if you are in a non-compete and you somehow pass the bar, you are now free from it, no matter what you were in. But the FTC has been planning this attack on non-competes for a very long time. Years. They've been working, chipping away and building up their case. And during that time, they had open letters on their website where you could send in a note or an anonymous tip about your experience with non-competes. And they wanted to build up an example of everyday, regular public people dealing with this. And I read these because they took the names out. And so you can just read it. I went through and I read random ones and I was blown away. It is demoralizing to read what people have done with these. Here's some examples that I pulled from the website. This is, again, it's anonymized. This is a guy who worked as a dealer as a casino. All right. So he works as a casino dealer and a new casino was being opened nearby. The second the owners of his casino saw that, they forced everybody at the casino to sign a non-compete agreement. And they said, if you don't sign it, you're fired. So it was sign or be fired. As soon as the employees signed, working conditions became much worse. Now this guy says, I have no trade secrets. I came to this casino already experienced and has provided me with no training whatsoever. Why should they have a right to own me? Why indeed? Why does this dealer who learned elsewhere and showed up to work for you suddenly is owned by you if he wants to go work at the other casino across the street? This is not the American dream to be owned and controlled by corporations. Everybody wants to go work at the new casino because the treatment at this one is terrible. Locking workers from being able to work somewhere else when their current job sucks is completely antithetical to what the FTC, what the society should be run like. I mean, it's completely anti-worker. And so, this is what makes me excited about this progress. This second one that I read really, really stuck with me though. And it's a little bit longer, but bear with me because I think this one is like, it's something I think we can all feel living in this society. This is a woman who created her own signpost company in West Virginia called 618. All right. She makes, art and signs for businesses. And this is the man she worked for. Rich billionaire. Sorry. Not exactly billionaire, 100 millionaire, I think. Not that rich. Just a rich guy in West Virginia. Okay. All right. Her name is Jordana Bungard. Okay. She has 15 years experience plus an additional 5 years in printing technology. In 2015, she created a business for this guy, John Lehman. Now, there was no trade secrets. She wasn't trained by him. They had no original clients. Okay. This guy lied to her about her salary from the beginning. At her hiring, he made her sign a non-compete agreement and promised her bonus systems that were never created. After 2.5 years of her working for this guy, she left the company because she hadn't got any of what she was promised. This caused her income to drop dramatically, of course, and she left them with a fully functioning, profitable business. But she's like, you know what? I can't work for you. She moved back to her hometown and started her own business. Okay? Soon after, she got a cease and desist from this guy. What the fuck? Again, he didn't train her. There was no trade secrets. She didn't steal any clients. She didn't call anybody. She just started a new business in a different city. Cease and desist. She went around to local lawyers asking for help. Nobody would take her case. Finally, she got a lawyer 140 miles north of her city. During the mediation process, this guy said he would drop the lawsuit if she quit and returned to work for him. You son of a bitch. She was not interested. He said, fine, then the only solution is for you to not work for a year and pay me a monetary amount close to your annual salary. So if you're not going to work for me, you have to pay me your full salary that you would have made. Excuse me. Now, even if she wanted to, she could not settle because she cannot pay that fine with no income. In summary judgment, the judge ruled in favor of this guy. My defense was gone, and my attorney's only consolation was that I was a victim of a small town. It's completely fucked up. This is how non-competes have been abused and abused and abused in completely, not the original use case context to make workers feel small and powerless, basically. And she mentions this again at the end. I thought this was really powerful. It was apparent to me this case is not about damages I have caused this company. This is a worker being harassed and sued by a millionaire to prove that they are in control. This is a scare tactic. This is a demonstration of a big company asserting its powers to keep workers out of their field and out of fair competition. It happens all the time. It happens to gardeners who work for, sometimes a small town will have 2 or 3 big lawn care companies owned by a few rich people. And they'll employ all the gardeners. And if one of them wants to leave and start their own lawn care company, they will be blocked out of it by non-competes. There's a lot of ways these people are used to make sure they have no competition and keep the worker out, to keep them out of any ownership or level of control. It happens at all levels. Okay? So finally, that's where we get to the good news. This was banned. As of less than a week ago, the FTC outlawed non-competes altogether. They are completely banned at all levels. No new ones can be created. All the old ones will phase out in 120 days. The only loopholes are for already created ones for salaries over 150K, basically executive level, where there's going to be some more process. But for the average rank and file worker, you are no longer bound by a non-compete very soon, which is awesome. Again, many states have already taken this into their own hands. California and other states have already banned non-competes a while ago, but now it's nationwide. And this is great news. I mean, this is an unequivocal win. I don't see any real downside for average people. They say it'll generate over 8,500 new businesses as workers are free to leave and start their own business with their own knowledge. It'll raise worker wages because they actually have to compete. It'll lower healthcare costs, and it'll boost innovation. This is actually good news, and I'm actually really happy about it. It's very rare. I feel like we have all been so used to a society where the government doesn't govern, where it's just gridlock after gridlock. Nothing really happens. It's a lot of talk. This took 3 years of work, and they actually did it. They got it through, and it's awesome. I'm extremely pleased to hear it. So good news. And immediately, it caused a shockwave on Wall Street, okay? Many businesses that rely on the ability to suppress wages were scrambling. However, what was interesting in this article was that people that work on Wall Street, again, the workers, actually love it. This is a guy who works as a quant on Wall Street. I'm really a fan of the FTC on this because hedge funds, again, this guy's a rich guy, but he's getting being abused by more rich guys. Hedge funds abuse these provisions. Says a quant trader. It's really about the labor war and improving their position. Businesses are going to get built and destroyed because of this rule. This is the beginning of real change. For Wall Street professionals, the end of non-competes could force employers to give them positive reasons to stay on the job rather than using legal agreements to tie them down. Again, that's for all of workers. It makes employers have to give you a carrot and not a stick to make you stay at a job, which should be your human right to choose where you want to work. You should not be forced into that to have to survive. So, it's good news. For gamers, which I think we all tips Fedora consider ourselves as, game devs are rejoicing about this. Again, many AAA game devs have abused non-competes to keep developers from going out and starting their own indie dev, making their own games. Even if they fire you, by the way, even if they fire you, the non-compete applies. There are going to be so many new indie games. Again, with all the layoffs happening from AAA devs in gaming, this is a perfect time for these devs to go and start their own projects. But many of them weren't able to because of non-compete. This is awesome. This is a big deal. And that's why I have to say that, of course, they're going to fight back against it. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce has already filed a lawsuit. The firms and their lobbyists will fight this, said one corporate attorney who, again, asked not to be named. And this is important because as you look into this, you will realize that everybody who's against this is deathly afraid of using their name because they all know this is such a good thing. They don't want to be seen as fighting it. However, they really fucking want to fight it. They really want to stop it. So they're using, legal firms, shell corporations, lobbying, but they're going to try behind closed doors and in court to slow this down and fight it. And I'm really, really hoping that, spread the word if you can to people in your life, that this is a unequivocally good thing for workers and has been one of the best pieces of legislation passed in America in a while. It is just a win for the average person on a broad-based level. And that's the second part of this story, okay? Because this is a big win, but I want you to understand that you probably don't know too much about FTC Chair Lina Khan, and you shouldn't have to. I think it is our God-given right as Americans to not know anyone in government except maybe the president. I want to watch Bluey, bro. I don't need to know shit, and I don't have to care. That's fine. I don't blame you. If you don't want to know, you don't have to know. However, when you hear about Lina Khan, you may hear about it in a negative context, and I want to give you a little bit of backstory. Wall Street fucking hates Lina Khan. People with money really hate Lina Khan. In fact, I want to tell you, the headline of why you might want to trust her is that both Republicans and Democrat donors hate Lina Khan. Okay? It's apolitical. The rich donors don't like her because she blocks big mergers that make them a lot of money. Her pro-consumer, enforcement, it makes it harder for them to extract value from the average person and employee. And so you will probably hear some kind of piece that is going to demonize her or say she's ineffective or find some way to undermine her credibility. But I have to say, I don't think she's perfect. I don't think she handled every case perfectly. But the FTC is finally doing something. It is finally standing up for consumers. And I'm very much pro that. I'm very positive in that direction. So when I see attacks from one political party or the other, I have to let you know that I don't feel there's truth behind them. Anyone talking to deal makers over the past year will have noticed that they have been barely capable of hiding their loathing for Khan. They call her anti-American and against business. Wall Street donors to the Democratic Party are using their position of influence to quietly... They are lobbying Biden to drop her if he gets reelected. That's how badly they want her out of the FTC. Now, the only reason they would do this is because they are deeply afraid of what it means to have mergers and acquisitions properly regulated. There's political cartoons you might see of Lina Khan and her big government thumbs stepping on regulations to stop entrepreneurs' hopes and dreams. But it's not entrepreneurs being hurt by this, okay? Because when you look into it, in fact, deal making, as in like companies buying or merging with others, has fallen in dollar terms, yes, but the overall number of deals is above average, which basically means regular small deals have gone ahead just fine. Only mega deals are getting blocked. So the only people hurting by this are not entrepreneurs, but, multi-billionaires trying to consolidate two gigantic firms together to control the market. So just understand that the arguments against this type of intervention, I've read them and I found them to be really fucking faulty. And they're clearly biased by a desire for personal capital gain and power. Now, for example, the Wall Street Journal has been extremely critical of Lina Khan. They wrote, the entire editorial board wrote this thing, Lena Khan wears Prada, about her trying to block the merger of these two companies. They were like, this is so ridiculous that you would try to block the merger of two fashion companies, two gigantic fashion brands. Again, Tapestry, which owns Coach, Stuart Weitzman and Kate Spade, and Capri, which owns Michael Kors, Jimmy Choo, and Versace. They wanted to merge. Lena Khan blocked it on the idea that many average middle American, mostly women, buy these, they're not quite luxury handbags. They're like lower end luxury, middle class luxury, and that you merging them all will allow you to charge higher prices and bump people out. That's the idea. They're not going to ditch them. Now, the editorial board of the Wall Street Journal said, what the hell are you talking about? You're redefining the luxury market. What, you made up these terms, accessible luxury, affordable handbag. Most middle Americans consider them luxury. You're crazy. The problem is, if you scroll back even a few months in the Wall Street Journal, they use those exact same terms. In their business section, they talk about Coach and Michael Kors using accessible luxury to grow that category. I mean, they literally, they did the exact same they are trying to fucking hit her for. They're real. It's a real thing. So, it's absurd. I find the criticism to be mostly absurd. Additionally, another big win, which you may not have heard about. Again, rarely does our government ever do anything that's positive. So when it happens, I like to celebrate it. If you are someone who files taxes in a few select states, I think it was 12 states, you may have noticed, if you are a regular W-2 earner, that you could use a free tax filing program from the IRS. Well, 140,000 people used it, and it saved them $5.6 million in prep fees. It worked. You did not need to use TurboTax's lobbying-based scam. It was really simple. It had a 90% positive experience, consumer review. People used it. It was easy. They put in their W-2. It cost them nothing, and they were done. They didn't have to go through all of TurboTax's sneaky ways of trying to get you to pay. Because it did so well, they are trying to roll this out nationwide. But of course, who's trying to stop it? TurboTax. That being said, because it did so well, I'm very optimistic. 12 states is a big test. If we can get this out in 50 states, it's a huge win to catching America up to other countries that have this free, easy tax filing every year. Excited about this. The Sam Levine of the FTC, this guy, you definitely don't know this guy because he's a deputy to Lena Khan. He's one step down, but he has helped with restoring net neutrality and said that the internet, he had a speech recently. I don't have the image here, but he had a speech recently that I really liked that was about, he basically said, hey, listen, we looked at the internet and it has become shittier. The in-shitification of the internet is real. Basically, everything is turning into a slot machine tied to a few big companies. And the internet could be better. And they are trying to make regulations that bring us back to that better era. That is accurate. Like when I hear that, I finally hear someone in the government say something that I recognize in the real world. So I'm happy about this. And I'm excited to see, where that goes. But the first step was the return of net neutrality, which had been repealed a few years ago, which means that cable companies cannot throttle you based on which sites are on their what traffic is being gone through. Kind of like they would use it to throttle Netflix and other things that they didn't pay up is the idea. Finally, last big win. This is more of a small win, but I want to mention it anyway. You've ever seen this sticker like this? Made in the USA, made in America. Well, it turns out a lot of these are lies. It turns out for the longest time, this is completely unenforced. They just, if the FTC ever even noticed it back in the day, they would just say, hey, don't do that. But there would be no fine, there would be no follow-up, there would be no publicizing it. There would be no problem. And so companies realized they could just slap that on anything and make a little bit more money. So they lied a lot. And one of the biggest offenders was furniture company Williams-Sonoma. Now in 2020, the FTC said, hey, Okay, finally, we're going to stand up and say you have to do something. We're going to fine you $1 million. No, for a big company, that's not a lot of money, but it was the biggest fine they had done so far. Okay, $1 million. Don't do it. There was no fines, no notices, guilty companies that they've been wrongdoing. There was nothing. So 25 years of not enforcing it. Finally, they enforce it. They did the $1 million. Well, Williams-Sonoma paid the fine and then just kept doing it. So recently, the fine tripled. Now, again, this is not where we need to be, but it is progress. And finally, Williams-Sonoma said, okay, we'll take it down. Finally, they said, okay. Finally, they listened. So now they are at least taking down you know what I'm saying? Finally, we're seeing the FTC gain a little bit of a spine. And they're going to say, hey, we're going to keep ramping up your fine until you stop flagrantly disobeying the law. Because they were just saying made in the USA on all their furniture, and it wasn't. It was made in China. So that's progress. That's a win. For me, that's a win. And I just want to say all of this stuff is for a regular person, no matter what they try to sell you, no matter what think piece you read about how the JetBlue and Spirit merger will actually be good for your airline. Just understand that these things are pro-consumer. You are not going to benefit from companies making multi-billion-dollar mergers. And the second you get on the side of that, you'll understand that we are headed in a positive direction. This is a good thing. So I want to tell you all these things, say that, from a government POV, we have a rare dub recently. But the wins don't stop with the government. We have more wins this week. The wins continue in the private sector. Guess what? Remember this? The Meta Quest? Remember how much fun we had making fun of Meta when they spent $4.3 billion in a quarter in 3 months and they made $440 million back, a $3.9 billion loss? By the way, this is this quarter. This isn't even the worst one. This isn't even back when they were doing it way more for $10 billion. This is this 3 months. This is Jan-Feb. April. So March, January, March. Guess what? Remember that? Well, I have good news for you. The wins continue. Apple is having their sales tank for the Vision Pro. They have slashed the Vision Pro headset production and canceled updated headset as the sales tank. It turns out, other than YouTubers and Cybertruck owners, people don't really want to spend $3,500 on this headset. Now, will AR technology and VR technology eventually get somewhere useful? I believe so, yes. I think these companies are on a track that will get there eventually, but it is so fun to see them try to force it down mid-early at billion-dollar losses. Well, we all say, meh. I love that. To me, that is so pleasing. So it is good to see Apple finally get a little bit of... They can't just do the same beautiful, glossy ad for any product at any price. For a while, I thought they could. So it's funny to see they finally have a limit. There is a limit to them making something, sleek and white and charging $4,000 for it. Interesting. Okay, now then I want to say, here's another win. Here's a win for degenerates. Degenerate traders and gamblers, which I assume, based on your comments, all of you are. So for the longest time, for 100 years, the New York Stock Exchange has opened at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and closed at 4 p.m. That has been the opening bell and closing bell of the stock market. And the entire financial world has operated on that timetable. People in the West Coast wake up early. People overseas, if you're a rich American, you buy American stocks. But if you're a rich European, you buy American stocks. But if you're a rich Japanese person, you buy, obviously, American stocks. So no matter where you are in the world, you actually buy and sell mostly American stocks. They're traded most globally. And so the entire world has revolved around this timetable. For the degens, it's changing. The New York Stock Exchange is now testing round the clock, 24/7, 365 trading. You can buy and sell stock at any hour of any day. And you know what inspired this? Crypto. Apparently the demand from people that traded crypto was so much that they wanted to have the same level of freedom to trading stocks and penny stocks, and which is honestly a little bit scary. I don't think this is going to be a massive deal either way, so I'm calling it a win for degens, though I do think that is only people who win. Regular people do not need more hours of, of day trading. And I do think, not that I care too much about them, this is going to destroy bankers' lives. I guess that's the win. It's going to destroy people that work in finance's lives, because they already have to be on for these hours, no matter what, around the world. But now they basically have no time to sleep. We are living in a world where a company that's, $1 trillion company like Nvidia can swing up and down $200 billion. That's 2 McDonald's of value in like a day. We are living in a crazy world where even big companies are so swingy that you have to be ready at all times. And these guys are going to have to be ready at 2 a.m. It could be any time. It's going to be night shift on Wall Street if this actually rolls out. We'll see. So that's just more of a fun win. And then I want to tell you about, so you guys are aware, this is relevant. You know what? I would feel bad for Wall Street, but this next one is so relevant that I think it'll be okay. You guys know about skimpflation, right? It's the idea that, a product might cost $5 and still cost $5, but they made the actual product cheaper, so they're saving money. They don't want to raise the price because then you'll get scared off. So they keep the price the same, but they keep the product quality going down. Now, the fact that this is chocolate will be relevant later. Well, I don't know about you, but I fucking hate skimpflation. It sucks to see some product you used to like get shittier and worse. That's why I'm proud to say, as a win, there is one product that is not only not getting worse, it's getting actively better. Every single day, you are getting a better product for the same price. Do you know what it is? Can you guess? I'm not joking. This is real. Can you guess the product that is actually improving the quality for the same price? That's right. Cocaine. Over the past few years, the retail price of cocaine has remained flat, while the purity of the cocaine has only gone up. Look at this rise. A massive increase in purity for actually lower prices. What a steal for Coke users. So Wall Street, I'm not too worried about your 24-hour trading schedule. You've got extra pure cocaine for a low, low price. That's a win. However, for us regular people, I don't use cocaine. I use chocolate, okay? I like a little chocolate. This chocolate example is not just an example. This is real. Cocoa beans being replaced with jackfruit seeds. And I want to explain why. Now, when I was flying back from Tahiti, I watched a movie that I really regret watching. It was called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, starring Timothée Chalamet. It was terrible. But one plot point in the movie was that the evil chocolatier owners kept a secret underground vault of chocolate they used to bribe the police. That's real. This is a real scene from the movie where they bribe policemen with their secret chocolate underground. And I said, that is so fucking stupid. I said, I hate this movie. I'm so annoyed. Little did I know, I said basically, chocolate is not an appreciating asset. You cannot, if you want to hold your currency from your chocolate trade, don't hold it in a chocolate vault. It makes no sense. Turns out, I was dead wrong. Turns out, chocolate is an appreciating asset. Turns out, chocolate futures are at all-time highs. And that is because, recently, there has been droughts in Western Africa, where the cocoa bean is harvested. And these severe droughts and underinvestment have led to dramatic shortfalls in the amount of cocoa beans harvested. Because of that, we are getting a massive worldwide cocoa shortage. This is real. There is just less and less cocoa to go around. They are like absolutely skyrocketing. I mean, we are seeing $10,000 a ton when normally it's less than $2,000. They're 5 or 6 times more expensive. Chocolate. And chocolate is a low margin business. So this is already going to make most chocolate bars like uneconomical. They cannot run as they like. Mr. Beast Feastables could be in trouble at the same bar quality. What does this mean for chocolate makers? They're trying a new recipe for all these chocolate bars you know and love. Less chocolate. That's the recipe. They're making new treats where they don't use the expensive ingredient or a little bit or none at all. So now you're going to have to buy a chocolate bar with less chocolate in it. And the examples of this are actually all around us, but you may not notice them. I didn't notice them. For example, Reese's has been pushing the Caramel Big Cup, including a Super Bowl ad this year. It turns out this is because if they fill it up with caramel, they can take out the chocolate. Like, that's why they created this. This is because of the cocoa prices. So if you look around and see like new weird additions to your chocolate bars, it is not because they just came up with these great ideas. It's because they're trying to find a way to distract you from the fact they can't get enough cocoa for the chocolate bars you're used to. Now, when you hear about less chocolate, you might think of sad kids, but I have great news for you. And this is another Marketing Monday win. See, no matter what story came across my desk this week, I was determined to make it into a win. And so to this win is about the fact that, have you ever been on an airplane where there's crying kids? It sucks. Well, guess what? Here's the win. There's going to be fewer of those kids because U.S. births just fell to their lowest level. Fewer crying children. Great news. Another win on the Oops All Wins edition. The U.S. fertility rate has dropped to all-time lows of 1.62. And if you were wondering why, it's not really important, but I guess it could be because of housing, job security, the cost of childcare, you know, people not feeling comfortable in having more kids. But the important thing is you won't have that little stinker next to you on the plane crying because Bluey ended, okay? This is a big win. This is a big win for us. Now, this last one, this was a real challenge for me. I didn't quite know how to make this into a win. Do you like gambling? Okay, well, I'm sorry. Do you like gambling? Yes, of course. Do you kind of fear or hate or at least are uneasy about old people? Right? Okay, you're not a huge fan of really old people and you like gambling. Okay, so maybe you'll find this story to be a win because a gigantic hedge fund, Apollo Group, has been buying life insurance policies on old people and then doing everything they can to make sure they die sooner. It's one of the most fucked up stories I've ever heard in my entire life. It is horrendous. I have to pull up this lawsuit for you here. Again, they are accused of illegal human life wagering, essentially making multi-billion-dollar bets by buying large anonymized life insurance policies on elderly, and then, you know, doing whatever is legally in their power, like, for example, making nursing homes of worse quality, or, you know, buying data on an area to find that it has, like, worse health data than expected, and then making a bet they're going to die sooner than expected. Like, literally depraved shit. Hopefully this lawsuit is a win against them, but we'll call it a win because gambling is fun and there's fewer old people. How about that? Are they making money? Yes, they are making money. They are profiting off of the early death of the elderly. And finally, I have one more story for you to end on an actual feel-good story, an actual Marketing Monday win. You see, every now and then we put an ad in this show and just clap. Just say, hey, that was a great ad. Well, this one isn't for a product. It's for more of a, not even a man, more of an idea. And this is just a fun marketing thing I thought you'd all like to see. This man put up flyers. Oh, sorry, wait. All around New York that said, watch me eat this entire jar of cheese balls in Union Square Park on April 27th. Maybe people would show up. Turns out, more than a few people were interested. These ads worked. And I just want to say, what's so beautiful about it is he didn't make any money off it. He didn't promote his own personal brand. It wasn't even for a YouTube video, bro, which I can respect. I'm a YouTuber. He just did it for the love of the game. He didn't even show his face. He is the Batman we can actually have.
I am allergic to gluten. And today I will be eating this entire jar of cheese balls.
And he started chanting, eat those balls.
Eat those balls. Eat those balls. Eat those balls.
Eat that cheese ball.
So he ate the whole thing. He felt like he wanted to throw up, but he did it. Then he walked around with, cheesy dusted hands and high-fived everybody, and then got an absolutely global amount of press coverage. Never once did he reveal his name or identity. And if he had one quote to say about the whole thing, it was this: I decided to do this because I thought New York City could use something like this. The anonymous name told the Post. Cheese balls are funny, and eating an entire jar of one is a difficult task, but not impossible. Heroes do exist. There is good news out there, and occasionally on Wins and Fails, we'll cover it. Thanks for watching Marketing Monday. Tune in next week for more. Appreciate you watching the show. Appreciate you watching the show. I hope you enjoyed the wins. They weren't all secretly fails. It's actually some good news for once. Lakers in the fourth quarter. Wait, how are they doing? Lakers. Oh, no, they're down. Oh, poop. Damn, I really want to go to game 6. We got a whole group. It was going to be fun. Please, Lakers, LeBron James, you're a 39-year-old man and you're still better than all these punk fucking kids. Please, LeBron. Please, LeGoat. Another crab treasure? Perhaps. Actually, no. Tomorrow I'm going to play 6 or 7 hours of crab treasure game. I vow it. Tomorrow I'm going to go live and grind it. Today I think I might watch House or something else or a video. The only problem with House is that I think this season sucks. I'm actually not that interested. I might switch to a new show. I'm actually just not that interested. I'll be honest with you. I'm just not very interested. So it's just not drawing me in anymore in a way that it was. And so I might need a new show, just to be honest. Maybe we'll watch a YouTube video or something interesting. Oh, there's a new John Oliver. We can watch that. Actually, John Oliver might be great. I think there's a John Oliver on UFOs, which fits the theme of wins. Because usually John Oliver's kind of depressing on his topics, but UFOs should be funny. So we could do the UFOs, John Oliver. That could be fun. Bluey, are you trying to get me sued, bro? I can watch House because it's a fucking multi-decade old Fox show. If I watch Bluey, the current most popular show in the world, Disney's lawyers crawling up my ass, I'll get shot in the head live by a fucking Bluey sniper. Tied game. Let me refresh. But before we move on, I have to watch this. I have to see. I need a win here for the Lakers. Recognizable by the blue dot. Anyway, any questions I can also answer. Also, we can just do general Q&A for the Clips channel. Let's help out Adish. Somebody asked me some interesting thing about something, and then I can rant on it, and then Adish gets a clip. Williams Sonoma makes kitchenware, not furniture. I believe they own a number of brands. The example that I saw was, it was like PB Teen or something that sold furniture for teens in dorms. And they said made in the USA, and it wasn't. They own a lot. It's a big conglomerate, you know? But they were putting made in America on everything. They're a repeat offender, which is why the FTC was so mad. Do you actually? I do like Lakers. No, I'm now a official diehard Lakers fan. For as long as I live in LA, which could be the rest of my life. I'm putting down roots, bro. I'm in it to win it. I lived right next to the Kobe mural. Happy to report, I asked a VTuber why they liked gacha games, and it caused them to have a mental breakdown. And after a long discussion with chat, they decided not to play them anymore. Okay, that causing someone a mental breakdown is not necessarily a good thing. Not necessarily applause worthy. That being said, you know, if they had a real problem with gacha games and you got them to really think about it and get out of it, that's cool. Again, at the end of the day, everyone's got stupid shit they spend money on. If you're spending a small amount of money on a thing you like, who cares? I mean, I spent a bunch of money on League skins. I'm not going to judge anybody. I just think that shit is more predatory than gaming used to be. And some people fall fucking victim to it and lose everything. They lose thousands, tens of thousands, life ruining, because our brains are Swiss cheese, bro. Some things get us. And so I think it's kind of fucked. I think it's kind of, I'm not a fan, but plenty of people are normal and able to handle it. What is this? You may have covered some of the stock trading hours thing, but is that a law or it's like a business decision? Because it seems like it potentially makes swings and runs on stocks potentially way worse. It hasn't happened yet, but the New York Stock Exchange is considering going to 24-hour trading, which, yes, could be crazy because the fact that not all the participants in the market are awake, at all times means that you could have some weird opportunities where you could, push a stock weird swing ways when people want. I think it could be bad. The more I think about it, the more I think it could be actually bad, though it could also just be a non-factor. It could also just be a non-factor. But I do know it'll fuck working hours for people on Wall Street. That's a fact. People that work in finance that have to be up for the opening bell and grind those hours before it closes are going to be in for a weird environment. It'll fuck their hours for sure. But they have Coke, so. How does the stock fluctuate within a day? I don't really get that. What could happen in a single day to have it go up and down? If it didn't happen within a day, when would it happen? Eventually, it has to happen in a day. But people just buy and sell. People are buying and selling shares of a stock every single day. If during that day more buy than sell, it'll go up. If more sell than buy, it'll go down. It's happening all the time, every day between 9:30 and 4. So, for example, you might see like Meta, for example, recently released their earnings. So Meta comes out and says, hey, this is how much money we made. This is how much money we lost. And people respond to that by saying, oh, fuck, we're panicked about this stock. More want to sell than to buy. The stock goes down. That all happens within minutes. Not even a day. What happens within minutes? It happens really fast. So that's just how stock market works. It's based on news. It's based on information. What are your thoughts on the whole opt-out Discord situation? I know I'm too lazy to send the email to opt out of the whole forced arbitration thing, but I probably should do it. I'm not super familiar with this. I'm sorry. I think I heard about it. There was some thing where every Discord user is automatically enrolled in forced arbitration, so they can never sue Discord for any reason. And apparently there's a way you can opt out of it, but I don't even know how standard that is, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a deeper thought on it. Sorry. I mean, it's probably bad, but I don't know if it's more bad than usual or a very normal tech company practice. Lakers last minute. How's it going? Lakers, please. Can I watch this somewhere? Where can I get a secret stream of this? Is there no Twitter stream?
LeBron looking to take Michael Porter Jr. off the dribble, drives down the lane, and LeBron's fouled. Will try to tie it up the free throw line. 26 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Lakers have missed 9 free throws tonight.
Oh. Come on, man. Tell me about it. Keep me updated. Who's the girl? Why is there a random PNG of a girl next to him?
Gigantic free throws, to say the least. Makes the first one.
Nice.
It's 106, 105.
LeBron, my God!
Give that thumbs up. We're 250 away.
One more.
We're 200 away now from 4K.
Come on, Bron.
Torian Prince is going to check in here for D'Lo for defense.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Clutch free throws. (106, 106). 2-second differential between the shot and the game clock.
108.
Murray with the basketball.
Is it over?
Lakers have a foul to give. They should give a foul. Lakers should give a foul. Murray for the win. Got it. Game over. Series over. This is unbelievable, man.
Oh, it's because I stopped singing, dude.
They have the Lakers play really stupid basketball. You have a foul to give the foul. You had a foul to give the foul.
Oh,
Lakers got nobody to blame but themselves. They really, I mean, give the...
I don't want to hear it. Tragic, bro. Tragic. And now LeBron's probably going to be with the team next season because he's going to go fucking chase his son somewhere. Piss! Lakers in 9. Best of 9. Lakers in 9, baby. They could still win. They can still do it. With their power forward, Bernie Sanders. Can we do the spring cleaning live and not off stream? I think, yeah, it is live. It's gonna be on Wednesday. How much does automatic stock trading affect the market? Is a use of bots common? Yes. Most trading is done algorithmically. And if you are trading against machines programmed by the world's smartest people paid the world's most absurd salaries. You will lose. By the way, and then they spend hundreds of millions of dollars to get fiber optic cables like 1 inch closer to the fucking door so they can get their trades in lightning faster than you. Like every micro picosecond matters. Nah, I'd win. They're more concerned about ping than FPS gamers. No, they legitimately are. They are more concerned about ping than anyone on planet Earth. And they spend huge amounts of money and time to optimize for it. But consider this, I got that dog in me. Facts, dude. Isn't there a style that's false trade? Yeah, there's plenty of ways to copy trades of someone else. The problem is, like, if you want to copy, let's say, Nancy Pelosi's trades because she's been so good. The problem is, by the time she has to disclose what she bought, it's already too late, usually. Like, if they're in a meeting that says, oh, man, we're going to go to war, and they go buy a bunch of defense stocks, by the time that's disclosed, the stock's already up. You know, we're already in the war. It's too late. So you don't get the price, the real bump. How is that not insider trading? It's because they are in the government. So they can't possibly be working against us regular people for their own personal benefit. No, they're on our side. It is legal insider trading. Yeah, it is. It's not insider trading if you're abusing your position of power. But yeah, exactly. They have our best interest in mind. Exactly. All right, well, let's watch this UFOs thing, huh? UFOs. I don't know shit about UFOs. Can I be honest with you? My assumption is that in the great vastness of the universe, there must be aliens. And they probably smoke the dankest herb. However, I don't think they've made contact, and I don't think they exist on this earth. But, sounds like you're caught up. And they only visit the U.S. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Let's fucking see. Earth is sextopia, moron. Was it the guy from the Community? Yeah, John Oliver was in Community. The crypto Shark Tank is out. Cringe crypto Shark Tank called Killer Whales is out on Prime. Holy shit, we should watch that. That's got to be cringe as hell. Wait, is that out? Killer Whales, Amazon Prime. I don't see it. Killer Whales. Oh, I see it. Wait. All right, cool. Yeah, it's not that long. Let's watch one. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna watch episode 1. Oh, I have to buy it? Oh God, I have to support it with my money? It's worth it. All right, crypto Shark Tank, killer whales. Let's see.
Budding crypto entrepreneurs from all over the world face off against the killer whale judges, seeking to gain as many swim votes as possible.
They are the next Disney.
I'm gonna swim.
Thank you.
And avoid the dreaded sink.
And when Zillow adds this feature next week, what happens to you?
If we fail, the world is fucked.
I think that's flawed. And because of this, I'm gonna be sinking.
At stake is not only their
Fucking at plastics. A recycling crypto. If you fail, the world is fucked. If you succeed, the world is fucked.
personal reputations, but that of their whole project, as the eyes of the world watch on. Those lucky enough to score a perfect 5 out of 5.
Is this the Batman
receive
garage?
Money can't buy mentorship from the industry's biggest names. Say hello.
I'm sorry, what? They don't get money? If they get enough swim votes, they get money can't buy mentorship from crypto names that I haven't even heard of?
To the killer whales.
I've dealt with 9 Wall Street crashes. You bring it, I can take it. I'm the best.
You're competing to get the mooch. The mooch as your fucking investor. He's gonna get, this is the dinner with, with the mooch.
Best entrepreneur in crypto, and the media loves to hate me.
I'm a woman.
I don't even know who
do
you
care
are.
about people, but I will call you out on your shit.
She didn't even list what she did. I'm a woman. I'll call you out on your shit. She's the only woman in crypto, so they. This would be a very funny parody. This would be a very funny parody. It's crazy that it's real.
Expose the worst, I highlight the best.
I know what it takes in this market to get beyond the hype.
First up to face the killer whales.
It's insane when Anthony Scaramucci is your big star. He's your Mark Cuban. The fucking mooch. He was like, wasn't he press secretary for like fucking a week?
Crypto real estate startup, Lumara.
10
There's
days.
nowhere to go
10 days.
if you want to
As
leverage
Trump's
your
press
crypto
secretary.
in one of the most important decisions that you'll make. I'm Rafael Ventura. I'm the founder and CEO of Lumara. We connect real estate agents, buyers, and sellers, and we help to facilitate real estate transaction in crypto. Crypto helps speed up the process of the real estate transaction. Someone in the US can purchase a property in El Salvador without anyone else involved, like a bank. Millennials and Gen Zs are investing in cryptocurrencies, and they also...
I want no fucking paper trail and no authority involved with a life-changing amount of money as I buy real estate in another country. That's either money laundering or the stupidest thing I ever heard.
to want to leverage those holdings in purchasing property. Family's first and foremost to me. I'm lucky enough to have a family that's supportive in a variety of different ways.
Okay. Bro, just say what you mean. You're a fucking rich kid. I'm lucky enough to have a family that's supportive in a variety of different ways. Say this is a father-funded business, okay? That's...
So I'll do everything I need to do to make sure that this works.
Yeah, Nepo baby. All right, let's
Rafael
see the
from
pitch.
Lumara. Thank you for joining us today on Killer Whales.
Let me make sure I've got this right.
Or
So it's a
mother-funded.
marketplace for buyers and sellers of real estate. But the only twist is that in this marketplace, You're bringing together buyers who are willing to pay with crypto. Is that the only thing that this platform does?
No, so real estate agents don't know what crypto is. Some of them do. Times are changing, so it's beneficial for agents, for buyers who are holding Bitcoin.
Okay, the question was, is this only about crypto? Is it just, is it basically normal real estate trading but with crypto? Your response was, no, real estate agents don't know what crypto is. So your first answer is about the crypto part, which is what he's saying, is there anything else? And then you said, some of them do. So your first sentence was not answering his question. Then you backtracked on your own answer.
Who's up and coming, they're going to be purchasing homes, and it's beneficial for sellers.
So that's my question. It's a marketplace for buyers and sellers, and the only twist in this marketplace that is different from every other real estate marketplace, the buyers sometimes want to pay using crypto.
Right.
How many houses are listed on the platform right now today?
Like 20 or so.
How many houses have you sold?
We haven't facilitated any transactions.
You haven't done...
Dude made a GeoCities page with fucking 20 houses on it. They didn't even sell any. This is their opener? This is the fucking... I guess when you have these 5 as the sharks, this is what you're going to get as the fucking guppies.
There isn't yet a proof of concept when it comes to...
There has been transactions before, but we haven't actually facilitated transactions.
And your background's in real estate?
No. So in speaking with thousands of real estate agents and brokerages...
How did you get to speak with thousands? That's a lot.
I spent about a year emailing, walking into brokerages, speaking with people that said, crypto scam, don't want to do it, no way.
Thousands. So in a year, you spoke to thousands of people.
Hey, Jose, but I definitely found key players and really influential agents that believe in it now, and they believe that it's going to be the future.
Why this business? What's your passion?
The passion comes from a pain that I'm suffering. I'm currently living in my sister's basement with my wife and my child.
Hold on.
Okay, so it's not
you're living in your sister's basement?
It's your sister's kindness. The thing is, the Shark Tank has taught us that the ult cannot save a bad pitch. It can be the cherry on top of a good pitch. But I don't think I've ever seen someone say, we have no transactions, no revenue. It's just a website. I don't have any experience. I'm living in a basement. By the way, here's the ult, and it flips it. I've never seen that work. And that's with, relatively nice people, big celebrities, Lori, Bark, everyone, who kind of want to look good on national TV. This is an Amazon Prime spinoff with 5 crypto degens. None of them are going to fall for your ult.
Yes.
With your child and your wife?
Right.
What, to save money, I guess?
To invest everything in Lumara.
Come on, Mooch.
How much money do you have? How much did
Come
you
on,
raise?
Mooch, help
We
them
haven't
out.
raised anything. We have no investors.
You're self-funding this?
I've self-funded Lumara since the launch.
How much have you put in?
50,000.
So this
How
is a
long can you
$50,000
carry on
website
funding this if you're
with
living
no
in your
revenue.
sister's basement?
It's up to my wife and her.
So is your wife involved in the business?
She works full time, and as a family, we collectively share finances.
So your
the
wife's
money
just
that she makes
carrying-
from work is going into Lumara, and the money that we have saved is going into.
So the
Lumara.
money that your wife is making is going into your startup?
That's so fucked up.
Yes.
Do you guys have a prenup?
At least it holds true, because I was wondering, this is a crypto scheme where nobody's been rug pulled yet, but he has rug pulled his wife. He has rug pulled his wife. Good.
Curiosity.
No.
Okay.
That's
so
personal.
What? Okay, I'll let y'all finish.
And does she have any equity in the business?
Not formally.
So your wife has no prenup, no equity in your business. Her salary is going into the business.
Well, I'm sorry. If there is no prenup, then she has some equity in the business. If it had any value. If they have no prenup and they get divorced, then she'll get half. If of nothing. A big fucking goose egg. But
And you're living in a basement with your wife and your kid to build this business up.
And you haven't raised any money.
That's love.
She's playing the long game.
Through sickness and health.
You know what? I'm going to call on this because I don't like that at all. I don't, if she doesn't have equity in the company, if God forbid something happens between you, because people grow apart, they change. Yeah. That's very personal to me.
The way I look at it is she has 100% equity in the company.
But if it's not written, if it's not a contract,
Just not legally.
it doesn't.
Property. That's what, well, legal is what matters.
I still can't get over her intro being, I'm a woman. Everyone else was like their background. She just said, "Oh, it's so bad. It's such a terrible portrayal of putting a woman in your show."
I want to stay on this. I want to push you, and I want you to respond. Okay. No experience in real estate. Crypto market, I believe, is still in early adoption. Limited means from what you're describing. So you don't have huge capital in the business. Why
Come on, Mooch.
should the five of us believe that this business is going to be successful?
There's key players. There's huge institutional folks that are coming that are showing interest in Bitcoin.
And when Zillow adds this feature next week, what happens to you?
I thought about that a lot, and I don't think Zillow is interested in getting in crypto. I don't think that they have a bunch of people looking to understand the market.
But we never thought that the institutions would come in and look where we are now.
But in the future, when crypto becomes more prevalent, Zillow will come in. So that means you exist now because it doesn't matter enough for Zillow, and you're not able to compete with Zillow because you haven't raised the money. You're in a pickle. I'm not sure how you're going to get out of it.
Right. The way we look at it is that Zillow is going to look at us and say they've carved the market just like Street Easy carved the market in New York City.
Hope is not a strategy.
I hate the person
I'm the
pitching,
type of person that likes to
and
prove
I
myself.
hate the sharks.
Like you said, get proof of concepts, do the transactions, and then get back.
All I can imagine is FaZe Banks watching this show and thinking it's so sick and based. FaZe Banks literally taking notes. Like, holy shit, good point, Mooch. Good fucking point. Yes. Hope is not a strategy. That's so smart. I'll write that down.
Back in front of people once those things are done. I've been a crypto holder for a really long time. I use it to transact, small and sometimes
He's a hodler.
big. I travel to countries where their experience in transacting, like El Salvador, it's the norm. It's here and now, but it's also the future.
I think we have enough to make a decision.
Yeah, I think you're
It's
fucked,
sink
buddy.
or swim time.
Will the judges help Ralph swim out of his sister's
I'm
basement?
telling him, don't look at the camera. Don't look at the camera while we slow pan around your feet. His eyes like, just go
Make a
T-pose
decision.
while we do this
It's
on the
sink or swim
Batman
time.
set. That's so funny. Look at his eyes.
Will the judges help Ralph swim out of his sister's basement? Let's find out.
Rafael, I think your business model is flawed. I think that in one foul swoop, Zillow could just add the
Yeah, we
use
get the
crypto
Zillow
button,
thing.
and your business goes out of business because you can never compete with their marketplace.
By the way, it's a stupid fucking complaint. I think the idea is dumb. The core idea is dumb. But people have always said this. People have said Amazon shit. You should. What if Barnes and Noble adds a website? Then you're fucked. You know what? The big institutional players are often slow to adapt to new technology. And if you move fast and you're aggressive, you actually can carve out a big slice of the market. And then eventually they either have to buy you or they get owned by you. That happens all the time. There's tons of history of that. It's not crazy. You shutting this down because Zillow hasn't done it is stupid. It's a stupid thing to say, Sharks. The problem is his idea is so fucking stupid that I can't support it anyway.
So I'm going to give you a bit of advice. What if you pivoted your business model to try and just become that button? So don't try and take Zillow on in the marketplace because you'll never win. But with your current business plan, I'm too scared. So I'm going to sink.
Change title? What's my title right now? Oh, yeah, I gotta change my title. Crypto Shark Tank. Okay. So they gave him a sink, huh? Tragedy.
Raphael, I'm old enough to remember a company called Web Vans, created about 25 years ago to make grocery deliveries. It ultimately became DoorDash 20 plus years later. Your business model, while it sounds good to me, I don't see the marketplace for it, so I'm a sink.
He's also really old.
Raphael, you're a good talker, but I can see right through it. I like the idea. I think it has potential. The way I was able to grow my YouTube channel as the #1 female crypto YouTuber globally was by networking.
This show fucking rules. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Go back.
He's also really old.
Raphael, you're a good talker, but I can see right through it. I like the idea. I think it has potential. The way I was able to grow my YouTube channel as the #1 female crypto YouTuber globally was by networking. I wanted them to know who I am. I need you to start doing that because you're not going to survive. I'm going to have you swim.
We still don't know your name. Nobody.
Oof. Gee, where'd this come from?
Wow.
Wait, she said
mistake, Wendy.
Swim?
Raphael, surprisingly for once, Rand gave you good advice. Becoming the button. I disagree with Wendy though. I think networking won't help you. You need a lot more than networking. Your idea is very good.
Her speech was, I'm the #1 female crypto YouTuber globally. And I got there by hustling. And I'm not seeing that from you. That's why I'm in. What the fuck are we talking about?
But you don't have the money, you don't have the experience, and you're depending on your wife.
This would be a great sketch. This would be the best sketch SNL has done in years.
Right. For all these reasons,
I can't believe it's real.
I'm definitely sinking.
Yeah.
Raphael.
Damn, this fucking
I'm going to
room
keep
is
this
so
real
funny.
simple. The team, the inexperience is lacking. We can admit that, you're early. The community is really lacking. You need more than 20 homes being offered. And maybe the biggest thing, I didn't get a clear answer of how you're going to compete with the big boys, like a Zillow. But when I want to buy a home in a few years, when people want to buy a home today, there's not really game in town. So for me, it's a swim.
These guys are like fucking IGN reviewers, bro. This game was dog shit. The graphics were bad. The story was bad. We didn't enjoy really any of it. 8 out of 10. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Raphael, unfortunately, you got 3 sinks and 2 swims. Doesn't mean it's over yet. I want you to keep building, keep networking, keep putting yourself out there. And for the love of God, give your wife equity. And when you both make it, treat her like the queen she is because she stood by your side.
Prove us wrong, Raphael. Prove us wrong.
Yeah!
I came into this experience prepared for a lot of pushback because it's so new. I'm totally taking Wendy's advice already. I'll continue to push the boundaries and get out there.
That's great advice. Push the boundaries and get out there.
Up next is Pundi X. Let's see if this project can
Not the Pundi X.
in.
Even in developing countries, there are a big amount of people that do not have bank account, much less so credit card. Hello guys, I'm Zach Xia. I am the CEO and co-founder of Pundi X.
Okay.
Pundi X is the world's biggest offline physical crypto exchange store. One of the things that we do is Xpost, a point-of-sale system which allows people to buy and sell crypto. This terminal is just like a credit card terminal machine.
This is not the dumbest idea I've heard. F? Oh, we got F? Bro, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself, dude. What is going on? I don't want to. We're back? We're back? We're back? Dude, what the fuck? Go back? Okay.
Even in developing countries, there are
Pundi
a big
X.
amount of people that do not have bank account, much less so credit card. Hello guys, I'm Zach Shah. I am the CEO and co-founder of PundiX. PundiX is the world's biggest offline physical crypto exchange store. One of the things that we do is expose a point-of-sale system which allows people to buy and sell crypto.
So I paused here because I thought this is not the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Because basically, right, it's a mall kiosk where people can buy crypto. I think the idea is someone in fucking, you know, fucking middle of nowhere hears about crypto on TV or gets a little FOMO, doesn't understand how to set it all up online. They walk in, they see this, they pay a premium to buy it. You take a little bit off the top. It's not that dumb. There's a market. It's like the same thing as a market for those stupid balance bracelets they sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that dumb.
So this terminal
It's certainly
is
not as
just
dumb as
like
the first
a
one.
credit card
If he has
terminal
some
machine.
sales.
It was actually an inspiration to build PundiX for people globally, wherever you are, what kind of class you are, to be able to preserve wealth and give you the equal chance to have access to a new banking system.
Zach from PundiX, welcome to Killer Whales. What's in your hand?
So this is actually Xpose, our point of sale system, which allows people to buy and sell crypto, and also to spend crypto through Xpose. So take, for example, you are at your favorite coffee shop,
Bro, nobody
and you have your
uses this.
altcoins, your Bitcoins. What can you do with them? One way is actually going through Xpose, spend your altcoin.
There is nobody that is buying coffee with fucking crypto. Nobody's doing it. Everyone that is buying shit coins or Bitcoin is as a speculative asset because they think it'll go up. They are doing it all as a speculative bet that the price will continue to rise. Nobody's doing it for the convenience of having it so they can go buy fucking coffee.
And buy your favorite coffee through this machine.
Can I see that product?
Sure.
I was a cashier at age 14. I'm going to be able to tell you right away if this is good or not.
While Wendy checks that out, I remember back before my brother and I started Altcoin Daily over 5 years ago, I used to watch.
She keeps saying the most benign things as like experience. I'm a YouTuber. I was a cashier at 14. I'm a woman. Like half the world is.
PundiX videos, but I haven't heard about PundiX since that 2017 run-up. What has the growth been like since that initial peak year in 2017?
Oh, see, yeah, 2017 is probably great for them.
We've been around for half a decade. We are right now in over 30 countries. We haven't stopped. We have been really trying to educate people getting into the market, especially the unbanked.
Question, how much is this product?
The retail price is actually $3.99.
So are you making money from the sale of this or internal transactions from this as well on top of that?
The latter is our focus.
How many terminals is this feature available in?
So right now we are doing about 5,000 globally per month.
That's about 150 per country. How do you get real distribution? Because 150 terminals in a country it's nothing. It's one shopping mall.
We are a startup, right? I mean, we are really competing against the likes of Stripes or Visa.
Zach, with respect, you say you're a startup. 6 years into a startup's life, I expect the startup to look in the mirror and say, I'm now an adolescent. You remind me of a friend of mine called Greg. We used to go to the nightclubs. While we used to focus on one girl, he used to focus on the whole nightclub. And inevitably...
This guy used to go to nightclubs. I can't believe it. This weird looking shady crypto guy in a business suit loved to go to nightclubs with his friend Greg. I cannot fucking believe it. At least I'm hearing more about this Greg lore.
He never landed up with anything. Wouldn't it be better for you to just focus on one territory and then go to the rest of the world and say, here's our proof of concept. I feel like I'm not dealing with a powerhouse.
If I were you, I would be teaming up with people in these different markets. I'm not hearing about any partnerships between you and local banks or linkage between you and local exchanges.
We have also integrated PayPal into this. You can also use regular credit cards. It's a all-in-one device.
I'm interested to learn about your journey.
So it's just like a Square competitor that's worse, less popular, and I guess has crypto. If you want to use that for coffee, I'm in. Consider me a swim.
2018, because in crypto, anyone that gets past 2018 can go through anything.
Is every business on this show just going to be something that already exists, but with crypto, and it's worse? Let's check if every single pitch on this whole show is a business that we already know.
Right now, we have close to about 100 employees. We have spent a couple of months in the office because we wanted to save rent. We have cooked together. So basically, the real hardcore garage startup. And I think that was the reason why we're still together today. Our biggest focus was to work with the unbanked.
I've got a question about that though.
Sorry.
So I know quite a few people that are essentially unbanked, and they can simply just use a crypto exchange. Why do they need this?
You're thinking very US. I live in Africa.
Right.
And in Africa, you tell people to open a virtual exchange account, and they were like, what are you talking about?
I've talked to people from different parts of the world that are semi-crypto savvy, and they're actually using crypto exchanges to send P2P transactions.
That's the perception that people in the US
No,
have.
this is me actually talking to people. I don't know if you
I've
know
been
about
there. I've been on the ground.
I get it.
I've been on the ground.
I have boots on the ground. I talk to people.
I think you're out of touch.
That's your opinion.
Can I finish?
No.
Can I comment on that? So I grew up in Malaysia, which is a okay developed.
Bro, they're on their second pitch. They're fighting on their second pitch. And what is she saying? And they're also not even talking to the fucking... They're not even fighting over whether to invest in this. They're just fighting.
Developing country. And next to me is actually Indonesia. 70% of the population, maybe much less right now, back in 2016, do not have a bank card.
They just got internet. They just got smartphones.
Whales, it's sink or swim time.
Malaysia just got internet is with the beat drop. They do the fucking beat drop and the smile. Okay, cool.
The fate of Zach is now up to the killer whale judges.
Zach, I've seen you since 2017 at every conference in every country, trying to do a little bit here and a little bit there. And I think that you've been unfocused. For me, if we're going to solve this problem, we've got to go to one country and we've got to create the ultimate proof of concept every country is going to buy into. I don't think you've done that, and you've been around for a long time. So for me, I'm going to sink this one.
Sucks for him.
I totally disagree. I think you're on the cusp of something. I would like to see you have more local partners and a richer environment in that, but I think there's a wave of adoption coming, and I think you're going to have the industry standard machinery for it. But I want you to connect more into the local environment. I'm going to swim with you.
Damn, you got the mooch. Big
I think
swim.
you have a lot of work cut out for you. I love the vision. I love you wanting to help the unbanked. I'm always a big advocate for the underdogs, but you got to get more organized. You have to get it together. Well, since I love to disagree with Rand, we're going to swim.
Everything is so vague. Everything you're saying is so vague.
Look, I'm
You got to
very
get it together.
disappointed in Rand. You've got a business here that existed since 2017, been through hell in 2018, 2019, and COVID. I have concerns because 3,000 machines in half a decade is not something to be proud of. But I think you have what it takes to make it work. Not only disagreeing with Rand, but we're probably going to argue after
Yeah,
this.
I
But
him
I'm swimming with
again.
you.
Nice.
Zach, I think you're an all-star. I think the poise and the passion, you speaking about your own product, it shows. I see Bitcoin as an investment. I want to spend, my dirty fiat, which by inflation is losing value every year. But it's the same.
Congratulations, 3 out of 5 is terrific. Congratulations.
I think it went well. I actually agree with what Ryan said.
He doesn't even know.
Why'd you say no?
Bro doesn't even know what happened. And the only person he agrees with is the guy that told him he sucks. What does he get? They're going to mentor him? Are they ever going to see him again? The only person whose advice he wants is the guy that voted no. Does he even... He gets the YouTuber and the mooch?
Because I find him unfocused.
They may be right, they might not be, but it is really a good time to reflect on ourselves.
You spend your Bitcoin over the next 5 years and a cup of coffee every day. I'll hold mine. We'll see who's more successful.
Coming up next on Killer Whales.
Why are they
is
so
ape water.
adversarial?
Let's find out how thirsty these whales
They don't even tell you. It's literally not for money. They're not even putting any fucking money in. It literally is a mentorship. And now we're going to get fucking ape water. Let's see how thirsty these whales are. This is fucking crazy. It's crazy they haven't all said swim already. It's ape water, dude. It's a great idea.
My name's Itai Leffler. I am CEO and Head of Operations at Ape Water.
My name is Andrew Bagg. I'm co-founder and Chief Visionary Officer. I don't like traditional titles.
That's the most fucking crypto douchebag thing I've heard in a minute. I'm the Chief Visionary Officer at Ape. What an intro. What a fucking intro. That's
I view
awesome.
life as happening for me instead of to me. That shift in perspective guided me on this path with Itai to start Ape Water. With a can of Ape Water, it unlocks a world that you didn't know existed. When you scan the can, and all these incredible opportunities are presented to you, whether it's augmented reality, gamification, Web3, blockchain, technology, digital prizes. The can expands the world we live in.
Dude is selling water in a can and is just vomiting buzzwords. Web3, blockchain, crypto, AI. Oh, Liquid Death sleeps you, little bro. Because they didn't need to put a fucking NFT on there.
To fuse the digital with
It's
the
Liquid
analog.
Death with crypto.
Ape
It's
Water.
Liquid Death with
Never
crypto.
leave home
without it.
A lot of different projects lead with a future promise. We're delivering day one.
Sorry, bro.
All right, you've got the Bored Ape Yacht Club on a can of water. That's the business plan, right?
We want to reimagine water. So what we want to do is create the best experience one can have with
All right,
water.
but it's water. All right, let me taste.
You wanna taste water,
I
Anthony?
want to taste the water. This is the first time in my life I'm having a Bored Ape Yacht Club water, and it opens like a beer, which I like. I do like that.
Nice and crisp.
The taste should not matter.
I love the packaging, but it's water. So what am I missing? Sell me on the story.
If you notice, it's in a can, not plastic. Most water is in plastic. Estrogen is released in a man's body when you consume plastic water. Plastic also
this show.
leaks into water
This is my
as well,
favorite
so
show of all time.
microplastics have been removed. So
I'm
in
actually
respect to
learning
health,
so much. This is
yeah, you
actually
covered that.
fire.
If I drink this water, is it going to get rid of my man boobs?
Yes, that's what he said.
You can borrow one of my bras.
We can't claim it.
Oh, the editing
Can we
is
talk
so
about the
good.
crypto components?
So when you scan the can, that's where crypto and Web3 is unlocked. And you unlock
unlocked.
digital prizes, AR experiences, gamification. We can do something
Yes.
here where there'd be a
Yes.
geofence, and we would have a bespoke experience.
I love what you do, and I understand what you do. You're an
Great.
e-commerce business, not a crypto business. You have a crypto component on the side.
Can you
The
talk?
questions are just one question, if you don't mind, Wendy. Distributors, sales, profit, and your margin. What are they?
We've done over $200,000 in revenue in the first part of this year.
Revenue!
With limited sales into events. hospitality venues, and limited retail in Southern California as we're testing the market. So we are early on in terms of our distribution plan.
Am I getting this right, that what this is just water?
Just water.
Where you scan a barcode, and if you scan a barcode, you get an NFT. Is that what it is? If I was to simplify.
It's a Cracker Jack box or a Happy Meal.
Rand, hold on, I got a question for you. Did you grow up poor?
Yes, I did.
Come on,
Okay,
Wendy.
because me, I grew up very, very poor. I was very excited to get a brand new box of cereal and to...
My queen shutting him down yet again. Get fucking owned, Ran. You weasel. You rat coward. Yeah, you grew up poor, but she grew up very, very poor as she fired back at you. Get fucking owned. I'm learning more about her lore every single pitch, okay?
Fight with my two sisters over who won the prize. I didn't care what the prize was. I just wanted it. So to me, I like it. Social good. How do you plan to give back once you both are very successful?
It starts now. We have in our can 5 cents for every...
It just presupposes you will both be very successful. Once, we've already established, because I grew up very, very poor and like to fight for cereal toys, that this is a hit. You're both going to be millionaires. We can all move past that. That's a guarantee. Once you're successful, what are you going to do? How are you going to give back?
The product sold goes back to an organization that does water solutions.
Water solutions?
What's preventing you from that next step?
With a business like this,
So
you need
vague.
a critical mass in terms of spend and deployment.
Water
and so really
solutions?
balancing that out is really where the art is. And
There's a big problem though, guys. Liquid Death, you know how they got to $700 million?
Well, the variations of it, yeah.
They threw money on marketing. Yep. They spent money on marketing like crazy. So how much have you raised? Because your sales at $200,000 is not enough to penetrate the beverage industry.
Yeah.
You're not competing with crypto businesses. You're going into a very red ocean.
so the 200,000 initially was test and learn. We've raised $1.5 million.
That's not enough.
There are so many bottled waters out there. There are canned waters out there. How are we going to break into that market? How are we going to create the opportunity?
We're not just selling water, we're selling an experience through water. Water is the Trojan horse. We're building out an entire universe. So when we partner with an artist, he's doing a tour, you scan the can and collect all these digital prizes along the way. Maybe you get a meet and greet.
I've just had that penny drop moment. They're actually not selling water. They're just selling experiences. The entry to Disney, the entry to the experience land is the water.
So
they're an entertainment company. The water is coincidental. It's just to give you an excuse. They are the next Disney.
Okay, killer whale.
Dude fucking jumped 700,000 steps in a second. He was the only one being somewhat regional, and now he's like, fucking Ape Water is the next Disney? That's crazy.
Else, I think it's time to sink or swim.
Will the killer whales go bananas for ape water?
I hope
Or will they kick the can to the curb?
Why do we need water on the blockchain? It's not about the water. It's a ticket to an experience. It's a ticket to a club. I spent 15 years building brand experiences. So I want to offer you my services for free. I want to help you guys. And so for that reason...
Of course it's for free, because no one would pay. No one would pay, and you're also not offering him any money. Everything's for free on this fucking show.
So I want to be part of your experience. I'm going to swim with you guys.
Thank you.
So like Rand, I started out as a skeptic, but I liked
Now that I
everything
realize
about
you're
the
the next
story.
Disney,
I liked
I
the
gotta get on
packaging.
board.
I even liked the way the water tasted. And I'm
water.
a swimmer on this one, and I wish you guys great success.
Thank you.
I love
fist
that you want to
bumping
give
between.
back. I'm very, very big on that. But at the same time, it's just water. We've got water brands everywhere. I also didn't like that you didn't talk more about the crypto experience, but I think it's absolutely fantastic.
They didn't say anything about it, by the
I'm
way.
going to swim.
Thank you.
I can't read you.
Very high. I'm like,
I can't
finally,
read you.
ecom business.
She'd be the greatest poker
You
player
don't
ever.
have
I
enough
can't
money.
read her.
You're competing with the big guys. You're not even a crypto business. You're competing with liquid death.
Yeah, we
And you've got
understand that.
very low margins. I don't even know if you know your numbers. Your design was not bad, but you've got
assume
no
they told you.
experience either. E-com is a very, very tough beast. And look, Ran is an advisor now, so it's a big minus for me as well. So it's just making it tough. But considering you know that you're selling an experience,
He's gonna swim.
I'm gonna be swimming with you guys, and unfortunately, swimming with Ran.
Thank you.
I figured it out. Whatever they're saying, they're gonna do the opposite. That makes sense. He's gonna spend fucking 8 minutes monologuing about how fucking dog shit your business is, and that's how you know he's in. That's crazy. They pulled it off. 4 out of 5
You guys are
swimmers
nice
for
guys,
ape water.
So I'm going to keep this simple.
Okay, I forgot about this guy.
It's not a crypto business. And that's what I love about it.
I knew it.
People in crypto all the time say they want to onboard the next 100,000 million users into crypto. This product has the
This show
potential
fucking
for those
rules,
next
bro.
million users into
This show
crypto.
fucking rules.
Saying that.
It's a swim.
Let's go! Ape water, baby!
5 out of 5
Yes!
swims, that's a full team.
Yeah.
I don't
The
think it could
next
have gone
Disney.
any better.
I think their likelihood of succeeding is low because of how difficult it is. You're competing with one of the toughest industries, not crypto. You're competing with water.
They came at us very hard and heavy initially, doubting the business logic, the model. We were able to turn them around.
You're not competing with water. You're competing with stories. You're competing with experiences.
Now we have another advisor on our advisory panel that has experience that we'll definitely listen to.
If you're competing with water, you're fucked. But if you're competing with stories and all you have is an ape on a can with a QR code, you're also fucked. Because there's better stories than that. It's bad either way.
Yeah, we're swimming in multiple ways. We're doing the front stroke, the back stroke, the whatever that, what's that one?
Breaststroke.
Yeah, all the strokes.
Last
say
up
breast?
and aiming to save the world in the process is
here it is.
plastics.
Plastics,
Everybody
baby.
says that they want to save the world.
This is the one
but nobody's willing
from
to
the
pay for
intro.
it. My name's Andre Vanya Robin. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Plastics.
Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm co-founder and CTO of Plastics.
Come on,
I
Plastics.
wanted
Save the
to
world.
start a new
This
adventure
is the one the
doing
world
something
needs.
good with my skills. That 80 million tons of plastics were dumped into the sea every year. We know now that there is a lot of new diseases because of microplastics.
True, real
Fish
problem.
are getting cancer, and we are eating fish, and we are what we eat.
True.
The whole focus
Facts.
behind the creation of Plastics was to create a solution which would enable companies to show transparently to their end consumers that they're committed to the environment. Waste recovery projects across the globe are able to generate a source of revenue in the form of a certificate called a plastic recovery guarantee, bought by companies that essentially want to show their commitment to the environment.
Solving this problem, we are all winning. If we don't care about that, we are all losing.
I'm sorry. I think what this business is somebody is already cleaning up plastic, and then they are going to create a crypto identifier that you did do that you can then sell to a company that wants to say they did it. It's like a carbon credit, but not connected to any government. It's like a greenwashing token. But who cares if it's a fucking plastics? If it's not from a government, then it doesn't mean anything.
Andre, Daniel, this is the episode where we talk about real-world use cases for crypto. Tell me about how your project works in the real world.
Well, the answer to that question lies in the waste management industry, which hasn't changed in 50 years. Because the fact is, everybody says they want to save the world, but nobody's willing to pay for it.
Is this the equivalent of carbon credits, but for the plastic industry?
Absolutely.
Do you see like countries saying, look, if you're going to produce plastic and put it out there, we're going to insist that you guys prove to us that you're taking it out?
Well, absolutely. We're partners with the World Economic Forum, and our aspiration is to be the world reference in plastic tracking.
Yeah, but you're
I
not.
actually think they are onto something, but I don't understand from where point A to point C where B is.
See, I have no idea what's going on. Like, you have a token, you have an NFT. Is this for companies or is this for individuals? What part of the world? How does it work? Is it helping? Please pitch very concise so I can understand it.
Explain it to her like she's 5.
Thank you.
I think the best way to explain it is to take the example of our biggest customer, which is Barcelona Football Club. They said they wanted to commit to picking up 1 million kilos of plastics globally. They wanted to empower their fans to be stewards of waste recovery. And so they said, let's do an NFT collection. So the fans of the Barcelona football team buy these digital collectibles, which allow them to get benefits like stepping on the grass, having access to jerseys signed by the team members.
What's it to do with plastic so far?
Well, now you're talking about something completely different.
Yeah, what are they talking about?
No, what do you mean? They're buying NFT to walk on grass?
Yeah, they're talking about... That is such a weird example. That has nothing to do with plastics or saving the earth. That was about the Barcelona Football Club creating an NFT collection for fans. What?
To get jerseys.
Precisely the point. Fans will want to get that.
What does that have to do with saving the environment and collecting? Like, I was in this until you mentioned that.
By connecting the plastic credit, plastic recovery guarantee, they're essentially recovering plastic.
Mario, you're not getting it. Mario, you're not getting it. Let me try and help you. Let me try and help you. Let me try and help you. When you give your money to a charity, you never know where that money goes because it's not on the blockchain, right? So you give money to breast cancer awareness, HIV awareness, you give the money, you never know where it goes to. Here, what they're saying is, look, if you give the money, we will use that money to clean up the world, and we will prove to you on the blockchain that that's where the money's gone.
I got that part. How do they know that someone is actually picking up the plastic and recycling it? How do they track that connection from the real world to the blockchain?
Let's ask them.
Go ahead.
We have a fraud detection system together built with Google.
It is funny that she said, let's ask them. Because, like, they just start talking between each other about what they think the idea is. They just cut out the fucking pitch altogether.
So we are
recycling it. How do they track that connection from the real world
Important
to the
question.
blockchain?
How do they track that?
Go ahead.
We have a fraud detection system together built with Google. So we are making sure that
Google is an investor.
Whenever we say
Google's
the
an
plastic,
investor?
Yes, in plastics.
They help us building a fraud detection system for all of that. They invested the money to...
How much?
$100,000.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not bad.
You talk a really good game.
I'm a serial entrepreneur. I know what it is to go bankrupt, and we think that we've actually cracked the nut.
You lost everything one time when you went 2 times.
Twice.
What happens if that happens this time?
If we fail, the world is fucked.
It's time to sink or swim.
You know what? He's right, though. Because when these young fans of the Barcelona Football Club can't get an NFT that allows them to get on the field, the world is truly doomed. We've lost the magic of sport. Okay? It's all on the line. Sink or swim.
Fate of Andre and Daniel is now in the hands of the killer whale judges. Will they sink or swim?
Andre, you said something which really struck a chord with me. You lost everything twice.
Yes.
It struck a chord with me because in 2000, 2001, I lost everything. I went to below zero, kind of like what you did. And then about a year ago, I had the biggest loss that I've ever had in my financial career. It's very public. I lost over $130 million in a week. So I've got a lot of respect for you. More than that, I think it's amazing that you've chosen a path which is a big world problem.
Well, I can see why you're not investing real money.
Then I think you're going to leave a real legacy, like a real legacy. I'm going to swim with that.
Thank you.
There's no risk for any of these people.
I am worried about
They're not putting any of their money up.
scaling what you're doing. When you think of the scope of the problem, it's still a drop in the bucket. Having said all that, I'm super excited with the project, so I'm going to swim.
Thank you. Very grateful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Wendy, if you don't understand it, you can pass it over to
You know,
Mario.
let's go ahead and do that.
If you don't understand it, just pass it over to Mario.
Let's go to Mario, then let's go to you, and then we'll come back to me.
All right, since Wendy cannot understand it to give you an answer, I'll do that for you. One thing you said, if we fail, the world is fucked. which I think is a bit
They
naive.
haven't explained the process.
You've got Google on your cap table, even though it's only 100,000. In terms of the tracking of the recycled plastic, I have issues. I think that's flawed. And because of this, I'm going to be sinking.
Yeah, there's no way to...
Look, I think everybody can get behind your use case. You talked about the WEF, you talked about Google. It seemed almost perfect. I felt myself getting FOMO almost, and I learned along...
Average fucking crypto investor, dude. Person mentions 2 brand names in 30 seconds and you already have FOMO. It's a shit coin that's fucking gonna help fucking your Tesla glow. Oh, I have to buy now. Buy. There's not a thing here.
A long time ago, never get caught up in FOMO. So for me, today, it's a sink, but I'll be watching.
Thank you for your feedback.
It's 2 yeses, 2 no's, and the vote is down to Wendy, who didn't understand it.
Oh, God.
That's a good show. That's a good show for you. And the stakes are non-existent, by the way, because whether she says yes or no just determines whether or not she gives you mentorship. That's what it gives you. So if she says yes, you're getting mentorship from a person who doesn't understand what you're doing.
I'm not insulting you, I'm just saying you didn't understand it.
My final decision, because I love social good, but again, you guys are lacking the marketing, the articulation. I'm gonna swim for the social good.
Thank you.
She doesn't
We're
understand.
very grateful, Wendy, for your feedback, and we will improve. We will improve, for sure.
Some of the whales may have been confused by the way Andre was explaining.
Yeah.
Wendy, I won't lie, that was a huge surprise. I'm glad you came around. I apologize if I...
No, I appreciate it, but if they didn't have those stats to prove what they were doing at all, I would have passed.
What
immediately.
stats? What stats? I'm so confused. And so in love with this new show, dude. Killer Whales, my goat. We'll have to watch that again, but it is 11 p.m. Thank you guys for watching. Wow. Look at Wendy's YouTube. I have to check it out. Wendy Crypto Investor YouTube. Crypto Wendy O. Is this her? Is that who it is? Crypto Wendy O. Is this her? Okay. Shocking proof the SEC. This is 7 hours ago.
All know that the SEC is 100% unhinged. And just because I don't agree with the SEC's action doesn't mean I don't think that we don't need any type of regulation in crypto. I am okay with light regulation that promotes innovation, protects retail, but doesn't restrict innovation. And that's what we're starting to see today. And the fact that Gary Gensler from the SEC under oath could not tell us.
What's her most viewed? What's her most viewed? Why I sold my crypto and took a huge loss 1 year ago? Wait. Even for crypto investors, that's bad timing. All right, that'll end our broadcast for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's my queen right there. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a fucking 5-6 hour Elden Ring for crabs stream. Should be fun. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for the subs today. I'm sorry I didn't get to thank them all, but I had a good time. Appreciate you. Yeah, thanks. Got a good week ahead. We're doing a stream every day for 30 days. So we're already at 4, and tomorrow will be 5. Appreciate you watching. Is there anyone live we can raid? How about oh, you know what? Bro, I got a friend named Zell who is doing Magic Draft. He's one of the best Magic players I know. He's a really good guy. He used to work at Riot. He's a K-pop dancer. Give Zell some love. Just, make him run ads or something. Dude's the GOAT. He's just started streaming. He worked for OTV. He was one of the founders of OTV very briefly. He left very early on, but he did work with OTV. Just a good dude. Just a really good dude. Funny, nice dude. So check him out. All right, bye.